audience participation here today, and so we have a great audience here. So Ian, let's tackle some questions here from our audience. We'll get back to some policy on my end, but I definitely want to hear what the audience has to say here. So let's look at, I won't mention names here, I'll sort of keep confidentiality here. What would you say to how you would want to fix the prison system if elected? Like, what changes need to be implemented at the federal level? Because we know that incarceration continues to be a very costly and in some cases a very lucrative part of what should be rehabilitation. Yeah. But it tends to be a very punitive and costly form of almost retribution, which is what many people look at when it comes to our prison system. What would you say you'd like to see be done with the Department of Corrections, or just overhauling the system overall when it comes to the federal prison system?
Well, that's a big problem, and it's a complex problem. But I think that you can start by reevaluating the way that we sentence a lot of people who wind up in prison. Myself, having been there, I saw a lot of people who were there for nonviolent drug offenses, who were there for extended periods of time, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And they get out and they do the same thing. And then they come right back. And it's the cycle that never ends, because these people are not getting the help that they need. They're not getting any form of rehabilitation. You're throwing them in a prison cell for X amount of years. And then when you're done, they get a push out the door and the EBT card with no job skills, no life skills. Most of them can't read or write. And they've just been sitting inside a cell for God knows how long. Now, some of them may have deserved to be there, but that doesn't mean that we can't provide opportunity for growth in prison. You know, the fundamental idea that prison should be based on punishment only is flawed, because you're not going to change people's minds. People that were incarcerated, especially on minor drug charges, they're going to come out angry and bitter if you don't do something to help them change their lives. And that can come in so many different forms. It can come in the form of spiritual guidance and religion. It can come in the form of education. It can come in the form of job skills. All of these things are easy things to accomplish. It doesn't take a whole lot to outfit a prison with a good system of education that is just teaching people basic things like reading and writing. And I was fortunate in one of the prisons that I was in, and there was a wonderful program. It was a job skills program, and they focused on how to fill out an application. And you would be blown away by the amount of people who have no idea how to even, we're not even talking about a resume, of people who have never in their life looked at a job application. And we send them back out into the world expecting them to do better when we haven't given them any tools to do so. Now, obviously, there's a need for prison for violent crimes and heinous crimes. And I think that those people should be punished, and their punishment should be harsh. But we need to reevaluate the way that we treat everybody with this blanket idea, and perhaps segregate the prison systems to violent and nonviolent offenses, with nonviolent offenders having more resources, to sort of to get on their feet and move forward.
All right, good stuff there by Ian. All right.